Why does every solution provided by the Democrats require you to rely on them? Whether it's affordable housing or SNAP, it's just program after program for you to rely on them. And then y'all keep voting for that because you think you need it. You're literally voting for your own demise.
Starting on day one, we will expand the city's special enforcement programs, doubling fines for hazardous violations and tripling them for conditions that are immediately dangerous. And when a really bad landlord, like this guy, refuses to fix it, the city's going to step in, make the repairs, and send them the bill.
Okay, watch next.
If that doesn't work, the city's taking over the building. We're putting the worst landlords out of business.
He says, we're going to take over the building.
So it's theirs. It's the city's.
So you mean like seize the means of production
That's
like
exactly
communists?
Wait a minute.
So he's saying the quiet part out loud,
yes,
and people voted for it.
That's right.
Yes, if I tell you that Republicans are okay, I'm lying. When you take a look at this, Zoran is legit. That is Tim Pool sending this out. Please just look at any public housing. This shit doesn't work. Someone has to do the labor to maintain it. Money is not magic. He says they will seize the buildings. That should tell you a lot. If you don't have the means, they will own the buildings. When I saw that video, it is frightening.
And y'all keep voting for that because you think you need it. You're literally voting for your own demise.
Democrats definitely do tend to push people to become more dependent on the government. For example, we can see what's happening in New York City. They just elected a socialist. Honestly, I think there's two reasons for this. The first one is suicide empathy. The second one, though, is power. If Democrats are the people pushing all the programs and people that benefit from these programs or don't want to have to work as hard or for whatever reason they're on the programs. If Democrats are pushing the programs and these people want those programs, well, they're going to support Democrats. And as those people get more used to those programs and they're on those programs, many of them become more dependent on those programs. And then once those people are dependent on those programs, in many cases, they're hooked. Assuming that one side is looking to reduce or remove the program and Democrats are looking to keep it or expand it, which then if Democrats get what they want, that furthers the cycle of dependence on the government. And the more dependent the people are on the government, is better if you're the party wanting big government. Because then if the other party is saying, hey, this isn't sustainable or we need to change some things, the Democrats can look at the people and say, look, those people are trying to take away your stuff. It can turn out to be a perpetual loop to maintain votes for the Democratic Party. If you think about it logically, it's a fairly straightforward way to continually get votes. And the real world example of this right now is the Obamacare subsidies. Those are set to expire. Democrats are telling the public that Republicans are trying to take away their health care and make it more expensive. The reality is that health care isn't affordable to begin with, and Democrats are wanting to make people more dependent on the federal government for that health care to be more dependent. Affordable, I'm sorry, not dependent. And this is also more of my personal opinion. This is more speculation.
He is right. When you take a look at this, Obama ruined healthcare the day he let the government team up with insurance company, get the government out of it, and suddenly you can actually afford care for a fraction of the price. The woman was shocked after coming across a video of a doctor video who called various medical offices to show the huge differences between paying out of pocket for healthcare services versus what those same offices will bill your insurance. The price discrepancies were astronomical. She soon discovered that this doctor is part of a nationwide network of physicians who don't accept insurance. Curious, she dug deeper. It turns out you pay a membership fee to the doctor's office, which then gives you unlimited access to their services. The cost varies depending on whether it is an individual or family membership. That should tell you a lot why Trump is going deeper with this guy.
So I've always said that insurance is the ultimate scam. Like I feel like it is. I mean, if I didn't have to have it because I'm going to be penalized by not having it, I wouldn't have it. But anyway, I've been seeing people walk in their truth and tell their stories. So I'm going to tell mine and see if any of this has happened to anybody else. But back in August, Cooper needed tubes. So the ENT sent over our information to the place where the procedure was going to be done or whatever. And they called and was like, hey, yeah, it was like $13.97. And I was like, God, dog, like she was like, oh, you haven't met your deductible, so you have to pay blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, I get that. So she was like, are you going to pay like right now? I was like, no, I'm going to pay the day of. I'm not paying you over the phone. And she was like, okay, well, it has to be done before the procedure. I was like, okay, I'll pay it when I get there before the procedure. Like, I don't want to pay you right now. I'm not giving you my card information over the phone. She's like, okay, fine. So we get off the phone, which irritated me anyway, but I called back because I just didn't like the number. I was like, $13.97. Like, that is crazy. So, because what's the point of insurance? Like, what's the full price then? So ultimately, that is the full price because I had not met my deductible. So I'll call back a few days before the surgery, and I was like, hey, my daughter's having surgery, blah, blah, blah. You gave me this price. So she looks up, she's like, yeah, that's the correct price. I was like, okay, great. Can you tell me what the cash price is? I don't want to run this through my insurance because I'm not going to meet the deductible by the end of the year. So I might as well just pay the cash price. So can you tell me what that cash price is? Do you know what she told me? Because you have insurance and we know you have insurance, we will not allow you to pay cash price. How you going to tell me I got to use my insurance? And the cash price was $600 and some change. That's what I mean by scam.
Look, I know some of you guys don't believe me, but here's an example. So today I saw someone with an L, and we were talking about options for getting it checked out. I think she needed an x-ray just to make sure that there wasn't a broken bone. And when we got to talking about x-ray options, we hesitated because she has a high deductible health plan. She's had a lot of medical expenses recently. She really wasn't super excited to add another one. And so I compared, what we estimated would have been, around $100 for the x-ray with insurance. With our cash pay rates, because we have a relationship with a local radiology office, and the cash pay rate was going to be about $32, waiting for insurance to bill me a lot more.
Yes, there is another thing. I get frustrations, but this take over amplifies the issue. The ACA's subsidies were never designed to give free healthcare to millionaires. The point was to remove the income cliff that punished middle-class families making just above the old limit. Yes, technically high earners could qualify under the no-cap rule, but in practice, the formula still ties benefit to actual insurance costs versus income share. So the worthy don't end up with meaningful taxpayer-funded support. The real focus should be on fixing the healthcare cost structure itself, not twisting reform means to help working families into some handout for millionaires narratives. That political theater, not honest publicity. That is someone going very bitter with this.
Should this be the direction the party is going to? He's not the only Democratic socialist. There's about 100 in different offices and places where they've won in this country.
So for 1 year, people making millions of dollars would still receive these COVID-era subsidies?
The bottom line is the senator from Ohio ignores that 99% of people. You want to hurt people making $10,000, $50,000, $90,000 and hold this up? We can fix what the gentleman said in a negotiation, but don't have people who are every day being hurt by paying thousands of dollars more that they can't afford. I know that the senator from Ohio cares about the billionaires.
It has always been a Democrat strategy to make everyone depend on the government. So they give the policies and you will like to always depend on them throughout. And by so doing that, you must support them so you can get the benefit. What I see today, Trump is struggling to remove this, should actually be something a lot of people should appreciate. If you depend on the government, on a particular party for things they do to you, you will be a slave throughout life to this party.
A quote from his speech, he said, "We will prove that there is no problem too large for government to solve."
Yeah. Wait till he gets
I can tell
government.
Bill O'Reilly thinks that's ridiculous.
So crazy. Look, first of
I think I'm going to end here. God bless you. Please share the video. And as of the short clips, that is for the YT algorithm.
Mandani! Dios me libre. Oh my God. This is comunista. This is socialista comunista. Me, I like the other guy. No, Mandani. Como? Maybe a little bit. No. I like it.
Makes sense to a lot of Republicans.
Good morning, New York City. Remember how I told you a few months ago to stop sending us money? you can start again.
Transition team, and it's all women.
Good. Jasmine Crockett said something like this.
The credit. Well, talking about communication in the form of advice you would give to Mayor-elect Mamdani.
Listen, I don't know that he needs my advice. He has been a master, and frankly, he could do a master class for all Democrats.
Amazing, right?
This has nothing to do with the midterms.
What it taught us is that the Democratic Party is a big tent party.
I mean, these are off-year elections in blue states, and I was expecting Democrats to win. I think a couple things can be true. Number one, it's easy to overread this. These are blue state elections. You had a proposition on the ballot in California that was supported by the Democrats. They run California. I wouldn't overread it. Virginia, in particular, has never been a great bellwether, I don't think.
And by extension,
it voted overwhelmingly for Donald Trump, who is not a moderate president.
3 times.
3 times.
Over 40. He beat Hillary by 41 points.
Right.
He beat Joe. He got lost to Joe Biden.
But not in West Virginia.
No, he still won by 40 points.
This let me know one thing. This ain't got nothing to do with color. This ain't got nothing to do with color. It's either God's side or Satan's side.
And that was my first instinct to have more Republicans on the show, but they don't want to come on. They're scared of us. It's history.
Wait, when I say I'm not going to be apocalyptic, he even gets an off.
If the Democrats...
Because how many times somebody asks?
4.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States. If you want to serve in the American...
Give interviews, I don't do that.
J.D. Vance should be the next president of the United States.
happening at the moment.
Yeah. President Obama.
Is blatant censorship.
Because he says he has a team of fact checkers.
The FCC.
I want them to stop fooling around with my right to say what I feel.
Americans, it's a part of who we are.
Because that is really something that didn't happen before.
Does anybody else watch The View? Because I think there's...
I'm going to say one.
Look, there are certain rules of free speech that we must all abide by. But in case anyone needs a refresher, we're going to go over the rules again.
He does not have a right to have a television show.
To spreading lies.
Somebody to get up there, not
all the same people that are in these polite...
Disagree with what Gavin Newsom said that he doesn't...
Dave Chappelle.
Without of interest.
I mentioned last night Trump was bragging about how...
Hey everybody, how you doing? It's Peggy D.
Many were surprised to see Darth Renner.
Between now...
60 minutes for editing an interview.